Okay, hello, first of all, welcome back. I'm gonna be showing you, bro, okay, listen. I tried a bunch of new complexion products recently that literally created the most flawless finish on my face. That's kind of been my thing recently, all right? Complexion videos, how to like create a flawless base. I got a lot of videos on this, right? This combination of products, don't even know where to be. I don't even know how to start. So we're just gonna jump into it. First up, I just wanna say thank you to the brand Anele, who is sponsoring a portion of this video. I'm gonna be using their products throughout the video. We're gonna start off with the Gel Foundation Primer. If you are not familiar with the brand Anele, it was created by a designer, Anna Sui. How many times can I say it? Who, specifically, according to this quick Google search, reinvented pop culture fashion with her signature rock and roll romantic label. Hello. And you get that vibe very much from the packaging of the makeup. She created this makeup brand. We're gonna be using 3 products from her line. And like I said, we're gonna be starting off with the Gel Foundation Primer. First of all, there's like a pretty decent amount of this and a little bit goes a long way, all right? It's super moisturizing. It has a very unique formula. It does come with a little spatula so that you can be sanitary when you scoop it out. My cat stole it. I'm gonna be using my nail, all right? This is going on my face. It has a very unique formula though. It kind of feels like pudding, if that's how I can like describe it. You really only need like a little bit, but what I love about it is that it's super moisturizing, but very like lightweight. Like you might think that it's gonna be a little heavy when you first look at it, especially like the, pudding kind of formula. I'm just gonna pat it on my fingertips and then I'm gonna slowly work this into the skin. Now, despite the fact that it is very moisturizing, it is very smoothing as well, which I really, really like. So I'm gonna take this pretty much everywhere, all over my face. You can smooth, you can pat. I like to pat. One of the reasons that I love using a moisturizing primer, especially in my T-zone, despite being someone who gets a little bit oily, is because using tretinoin, using benzoyl peroxide on my skin, especially around my nose, around my eyes, around my mouth, I get dryness and irritation. So I like to use something that's going to be nice and moisturizing. So as someone who leans a little bit more oily, I think this is a fantastic formula. You can kind of see, like, as I was first applying it, it looked a little bit wet. It's sort of like settling into the skin a little bit more. And it just creates like this really beautiful, like hydrated, but like smooth finish to the skin. I really love it. And like I said, you don't need a lot, okay? Just keep in mind, if you are super sensitive to fragrance, these products do smell of rose. So you just want to keep that in mind. Okay, so my skin is looking beautifully hydrated, but not like greasy, And hopefully you can see as I tap, it provides like a little bit of a grip without being too like sticky. Okay, now that we have like a beautifully moisturized base, prior to this, I just did like maybe a couple of hours ago, I did my like typical morning skincare routine. I have a skincare video coming soon, so blah, 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 whatever. Now, I'm going to be going in with this foundation. So Huda Beauty recently launched their Easy Blur foundation. You've probably seen this around on social media. I feel like I've seen like a lot of stuff around it being just like super airbrushed. Which it says natural airbrush foundation. I will say they sent me 3 shades, I think, which are probably the closest to my like skin tone match. Angel Food and Cashew were the ones that were like closest. Angel Food is a little bit more yellow, very, very light, real light, way too light for me, okay? But if you are very pale and you have more of a yellow undertone, probably a good option. Cashew is the closest in value to my skin. It's a little too neutrally. Let me just give you like a quick swatch. I am quite olive for anyone who is new to my channel. And I don't know if you can tell from this swatch, but there's just like a little too much red. It's just going a little too close to the red on the color spectrum for my skin tone. But I have used this already and I'm able to make it work. You know what I mean? Like we'll balance it out. I have to say, yeah, actually when I wipe it off, I don't know if it's super obvious on the paper towel, but there's a lot of red in there compared to my skin tone. But regardless, this is the color that I'm gonna be using because if I mix it with Angel Food, it's just way too light. So I'm gonna put out about that much. And I am gonna be applying it with a damp beauty sponge. I'm using the one from Lisa Linda Hallberg, LH Cosmetics. Now, this is like a pretty, I would say like a matte satin kind of formula. It's surprisingly liquidy and lightweight on the skin, okay? So I like to start in the center of my face because it's where I have a little bit of like redness, irritation, etc. Okay, the formula itself is very full coverage, but it's lightweight. Like it does not feel heavy on the skin at all. And these two products work so beautifully together because they both kind of have this like thing in common. The primer is really beautifully moisturizing without being heavy, without being oily on the skin. That like kind of pudding texture, it's more lightweight than you think it's going to be. This foundation is very similar in the sense that like it is a matte, like I would say full coverage foundation, but it's very lightweight. Like it doesn't feel heavy on the skin. It provides such like a really beautiful amount of coverage just from like this side compared to the side that I haven't like put it on. Can you see how like it just kind of like melts into the skin? Like it literally just like melts into the skin. The coverage is so impressive. It's just like, it's so impressive. I was so impressed when I used it. I really wish that I had a color that was like perfect for my skin tone. I think for my skin tone, the key is going to be adding a little bit of a green color corrector, like a little bit of my Makeup Forever, this guy. But I wanted to show you formulas, like, you know, I always get unadulterated and unadulterated I was gonna say combined, confused. Whichever one applies. You can pick that one. I don't feel like Googling it right now. Do you just see how like beautifully those two combine to create like such a flawless, I mean, my dark circles are popping, so like try to ignore that. But just like in terms of the way my skin looks, it looks hydrated. We have this like beautiful coverage. I used just that little pump that I put out. Haven't picked up any more than that. I'm not like layering a ton of product on my face. I'm just making sure that it's like well blended and pounced in. I love this combination. I'm loving this combination so much. Like it looks so beautiful. It really does create like the combination of these products creates such like a smooth effect to my skin. All right, I'm going to speed through my contour just because that has not changed at all, with the exception of this little Novo pencil that I use on my jawline. But I am just using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Fawn to contour my face. This like base combination, it just like it works so perfectly with like every other product. Like sometimes when you have a primer that gives a grip, sometimes when you apply your foundation, it like grips so heavily to the foundation. And then you try to go in with something that might be a little bit more lightweight on top of it. Like, I don't know, applying your cream bronzer or your contour, your blush, and it tends to like pull up because it's gripped so heavily to the foundation. I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like I've had this experience with products before, and this is just like so set, but also smooth. So it's easy to smooth product on top of it, which I absolutely love. Next, I want to do a little bit of bronzing. I was really hesitant about this product for a while. I was kind of like eyeing it. This isn't necessarily like super brand new, but it's very new to me. I was eyeing it for a really long time. This is the Refi cream bronzer in the shade Sand. Bronzers in general are like really tough for me to find because I am a very pale, warm olive. So I lean a little bit more towards like the yellow green end of the olive scale. Typically when it comes to bronzer, like if it's too red, it just looks so crazy on my skin. I like something that's a little bit more golden. Like again, going more towards like the gold, like the yellow end of the spectrum, color spectrum. So when I bought this online, when I was looking at it, I was like, ooh, that looks like perfect. The way they described the color sounded great. And then when I got it, I was like, oh, it looks really red. Like it looks really like too terracotta, you know? But I actually finally decided to use it, and the formula is so beautiful. First of all, I love a big, wide pan like this for face products, because you can really get your brush in there. Because some people might not be lucky enough to have my brush with Refer, okay, for that detail. So I'm just gonna gently pop in here. And a little bit goes a long way, because I did get a shade that's like a little bit more geared towards medium skin. Look at that. It just instantly gives a really beautiful hue. And when I started applying it the other day, I was like, oh, it actually kind of reminds me of my NARS San Juan bronzer, which I believe the color was discontinued. They did like a whole thing where they changed Laguna, like everything's Laguna now. It's not like the color is not completely perfect for my skin tone, but I actually do think that it works a lot better than I thought it would. It doesn't have as much, it has like a little bit less red, and it actually does have a little bit more gold. It's a really beautiful kind of like, I know it's September, but like summery bronze color. And a little bit goes a very long way, but it's just like incredibly soft and smoothing, and it works beautifully with these other complexion products. And again, like I said, like I'm using a small amount, just kind of like dusting it on the forehead, and no pilling, no picking up product, no like serious removal of coverage. And I think that's very much a testament to the formulas of the primer and the foundation and how they're working together. Gorgeous, just like a beautiful hue, you know, really does give like a really natural summer kind of glow. I always feel so funny saying things like that when I have like just my dark circles like popping real hard, you know, like they are dark today. So I'm just patting, I'm just literally like gently tapping. I just want to tap it off. It's not a powder. What are you doing? Into the product, and then again, just gently bouncing on the skin. Look at that beautiful glow that we have going on. We are going to powder. We're going to powder. I just did it again. Why are you tapping off? You can't tap off cream product, believe it or not. Use my switch. So beautiful. I was using all of these products. Well, did I use the primer? I think I might have used a different primer, but I was using a bunch of like new complexion products on like a members only live stream. I started doing live streams for members. If you're interested in becoming a member, I'll talk about that at the end of the video. But yeah, I was doing that, and I was using all of these like new complexion products, and I was like shocked at how beautiful, like everything just worked so beautifully. It's very rare that you use a bunch of new stuff at once and it just all like melts together and looks beautiful. I am really loving that bronzer. It does give like kind of a nice like goldeny like NARS San Juan color to my skin. So I was very pleasantly surprised, because when I opened it, I was just like, too red, but no, it looks pretty nice actually. Oh, there's a hair near my nose and it's tickling me so bad. Oh, look at that beautiful skin, if I do say so myself. Really gorgeous. And I have to say, I've been eating stuff that doesn't necessarily like play nicely with my skin, which is one of the reasons my dark circles are so dark. But those complexion products are just, they're really working for me. They're doing it. They're doing what they are meant to do. Okay, I am going to speed through my color corrector and my concealer because it's nothing new, but it is going to balance very nicely the tone of the Huda Beauty foundation, because I am using a yellow toned concealer, this Rare Beauty 100W. Okay, so my concealer was, I feel like all of my complexion, despite the Huda Beauty foundation not being like, being a little bit too neutrally, I feel like everything is working really nicely now that I've gone in with a slightly more yellow concealer. Before I powder, I want to jump to the next Anna Sui powder product that I am genuinely from the jump, the first time I tried this, obsessed with. Absolutely love. This is the Everlasting Rouge, okay? This one in particular is in the shade 701. They just recently launched 3 new shades, which is exciting. I don't know how many they have total, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do I have 8? I have 8, as far as I know. Tried to like round them all up before this video. This color, bro, I'm telling you, this is like a matte lip product, which is essentially like a matte, it's like a matte liquid lipstick type formula, but it is kind of like a stain as well. I love all of them. Like they have a plethora of shades. I can give you some swatches, but this one I tried. First of all, just the color in general, really beautiful, really beautiful. There's something, oh, my disco balls, trying to steal the show. Just the color in general, I feel, I truly, I can't like describe why. It's like it's just the perfect color. It's the perfect color somehow. Once again, very, very lightweight formula. What I'm gonna do before I apply this to my lips is put it on my cheeks. The first time I'm just gonna kind of like put a little bit of this on the back of my hand. The first time I used this product, the way I usually use like brand new products when I receive them is to just like no makeup, like on a day where I'm wearing sunscreen, I'm not going anywhere, I'll just like slather it on my face. Just give it a try. I'm gonna use my brush. I'm just gonna dip into a little bit of it on the back of my hand. You could also just kind of like go straight in or apply it with your fingers, but I like a brush. And I smeared it on my lips and I smeared it on my cheeks and then I blended it out. I had no makeup on, okay? I am not the kind of person who likes to wear blush or any kind of lip color when I don't have any other makeup on. When I tell you, I looked so pretty. I looked so pretty. I loved it. I like fell in love with it instantly. And I was like, this is literally a product that I would wear with no other, like no makeup, literally zero makeup. Look at that color. Is that the most beautiful color you've ever seen on my cheeks? Oh, I instantly fell in love with this product. And as you can see, like from my hand, as you start to blend it out, it just sort of turns into this really beautiful, like matte, like soft matte finish that just kind of like melts into the skin. Oh, look at this color. It's so beautiful. It's very rare that I find a color that's like a pink or like a peach or whatever that I think suits my natural colors so well. And oh my God, does this suit my natural coloring? I'm also gonna tap a teeny bit of that on the tip of my nose. Is that so, I love it. I'm so obsessed with this color. It's so beautiful. And because this is like a long lasting formula that does not move once it's set, I know that this is like a problem that a lot of people have. I get this question often. Blush is the first thing to go with me. And my typical like piece of advice is like layer, a cream, use a powder on top. You can totally do that in this case as well. But because this is a nice long lasting formula, it's really just gonna like grip to the skin. Even if you're not wearing any other makeup, like, oh, it lasted all day and it looked so beautiful. Look at that color. Look at that color. I love it. All right, we're gonna put it on the lips at the end, to finish everything off. But I just wanted to show you that the versatility. I love a versatile product, okay? Stunning. The glow. I love. Now you have to bear with me, okay? My final Anna Sui product is the Rose Pressed Powder in number 200. Now, my skin tone, I have described pale, warm olive. So this color is not typically something that I would use to set my face, okay? We got purple, we got lilac-y blue, we got white up in here, all right? This does smell like rose, just so you guys know. All of the products smell like rose, just a reminder for all of my people who are extremely sensitive to scents. This powder is so incredibly beautiful. It's so incredibly finely milled, okay? I'm gonna use this to set my under eyes. You're just gonna have to see. You're just gonna have to wait and see and just trust me because it's stunning. How have I not gotten rid of this hair that's tickling me? So it comes with a little powder puff, little purple powder puff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna load. I'm gonna tap it into the powder. tap it on my hand so I'm not going in with too much. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm well blended underneath my eyes. And I am gonna focus this just underneath my eyes. I'm not gonna take it everywhere. Okay, ready? Ready? I'm gonna twirl it a little bit. So just under my eyes and then out to the corner and then down a little bit, just like in this little like triangle area. First of all, brightening, okay? So brightening, so smoothing, like, oh, like velvet underneath my eyes, like velvet. And you can't even really like tell on my skin. Like the first time I used it, I was so nervous that it was just gonna look like straight up lilac underneath my eyes. I was so nervous. But it really does just create like a beautiful brightening effect underneath my eyes. Isn't that stunning? So smoothing. Here, let me give you a deep zoom. Just want to give you a deep zoom so you can like really see the smoothing effect. Gorgeous. Okay, over here, we got dew, we got texture, which is fine. Nice and smooth under the eyes. Ooh, I love. And this puff is like really great because it's super soft. It's very velvety, but it's very thin. So you can really like turn it and manipulate it to fit in these little areas. A lot of the puffs that I have are just like a little bit large. Gorgeous, so smoothing. I love it. I love that powder so much, and I really wasn't expecting. I was just worried that it was going to be a little bit too like purpley for my skin tone, but I just think that it brightens so beautifully. Like it just brings so much like brightness, and it just works really nicely with all the products. Just going back in with my blush brush to make sure there's no like harsh areas. Oh, I love it. Stunning, stunning, love. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit of spot concealing. I only have like a couple little areas. This area where I like bashed my head on my floating shelf. I still have like a dark mark there. And then I really just have like this little spot right here. This is another product that I recently came across from Yes Style. I think I got it on Yes Style. This is from the brand The Same. Is that how you say it? It's SAEM. I see this everywhere. I think it's on Amazon as well. Maybe I got it on Amazon. I can't remember. It's a concealer, but it's a slightly more olive concealer. Look at this coloring. Do you see how like the olive tone in that? Here, let me compare it to, this is my most olive concealer. This is Kosas. Kosas 0.5N. Do you see how much olive tone there is in that? I think it was the green color. It doesn't say on here, but they had like a bunch of different colors, and I'm pretty sure I chose the green one. So what I love about this is, number one, it's like a very olive concealer, so you can mix it in with other concealers to make them a little bit more olive. Or, what's really great about it is because it's a little bit more green toned, you can use it to spot conceal like really red areas. So this little area right here is just like a little bit red. So I'm gonna use my Refer 03 and just pop a little on there to combat that redness and conceal. It's a little dark for like some parts of my face, but I really like the formula, because sometimes when you go in with like a straight up like green, like I like that it's very olive, because sometimes when you go in with like a straight up green color corrector, especially on like very pale skin, it takes a lot to cover up the green, you know what I mean? So I like that this is a little bit more of just like a green tone, like an olive tone, so that there's just less, it's doing the color correction, but there's less work to be done in terms of canceling, in terms of covering up the green, you know? Now I'm just going in with my Kosas concealer on top, and then I'm just gonna blur around the edges. No redness, gone. I love it. I love it so much. So that's another product that I just wanted to like shout out, because I know a lot of people who follow me here are olive. So it's a really great product to check out if you are pale light olive. I'm gonna use a little NARS Nougatine, that same brush, just to kind of cover up this little mark. Okay, to set the rest of my face, I'm going to be going in with the Tower 28 powder. Oh, not this one, not the white one. Where'd you come from? This is in Pink Palisades, right? Pink Palisades. Very misleading name, okay? Especially on Sephora.com. If you look at the shade, it looks pink. They make it look pink. It's not pink. It has like maybe a slight pink tone. I would say a more neutrally tone, but it's a translucent powder, okay? And it's very, very like light. So don't be like so turned off from trying it if you are pale and olive like I am, or even just like a slightly more warm. Don't be afraid of the pink, okay? Because it's really not. It's not pink. I don't know why they made it look so freaking pink on the website. This is my new favorite setting powder. We all know about the Givenchy reformulation. I have not tried the newest one yet, but I will say that since the reformulation went down and I received this, it is such a beautiful formula. It's matte, it's smoothing, it's lightweight. So I'm gonna be using this very expensive, very fancy Rephr brush to apply. I'm just gonna gently tap into it. It is a pressed powder, obviously. And I'm going to just dust this around my face, focusing in the areas where I tend to get a little oily, which is usually in my T-zone. Very light hand. I really like the finish of my skin, so I just want to make sure that I'm setting in areas that like tend to move. Like I'm gonna dust a little bit where I spot concealed, so that doesn't, move around. And then especially just in the center of my face to make sure that it lasts. Duh. What? Okay, here is the complexion matte. No setting mists or anything. Very happy with. Think it's beautiful. Don't necessarily feel that I need a setting mist. If I was going to use one, I would probably use like a slightly more matte formula, nothing like super dewy. Okay, I just threw on brows because it was driving me insane to like look at my face almost finished with no brow. So let's throw on the Everlasting Liquid Lip, Everlasting Rouge, sorry. I threw down some swatches of them just so you can see how beautiful this formula is. Stunning. Look at that. Look at the pigment. Oh, look at that. Velvety. So velvety. I just want to show you one of the darker colors, how it swatches. These are all the ones that I have swatched, the colors, but, so I've already swatched this one, but look at this. I just want you to see it in real time. It just like is so gorgeous. So beautiful. Okay, so I want to do kind of like a pouty lip look. So I'm going to go in with my Lily by Red contour. It's like a contour stick. It's what I use to contour my nose, and I also use it to contour my lips. So I'm just going to lightly line my lips. So they have a little definition, but it's like kind of blurred. Nice contour color. And then I'm going to go in with why do I keep messing up? 701, the color that we used on the cheeks. I love about this is how like blurred it can look. Like you can really build up the pigment if you want to, but I'm going to focus it in the center of the lip. And then I'm going to take my finger and just blend it into that lip liner. And it just creates like such a soft finish. Isn't that so gorgeous? It's so soft and velvety looking. It's super lightweight on the lips. I don't feel like I'm wearing anything. Like I can just like touch my lip and nothing comes off. you know? It's just like super blended and pretty, and it just stays put. You can top it with a gloss. You can use it to layer. You can just wear it as it is. You can wear it on the cheeks like I did. It's so incredibly versatile, and it just looks so gorgeous. And this color in particular is just like so pretty. Like, oh, I just love the way it looks on my skin tone. All right, and finally, I'm going to just finish off the cheeks with the new Hindash Gradient Highlights. Oh, so beautiful. This is the shade Doll Dynasty. This is like the middle kind of like peachy color. If you don't know about these, they are a beautiful gradient. So we've got like a nice peach, which goes into a really beautiful like warm golden kind of color. I am going to lightly dust this on the cheeks, on the tops of the cheeks, and I'm just going to kind of like mix them together. And I'm going to use my brush. I just wiped it off on my Sigma Switch. So you have the option to use like one side. You can kind of customize really beautifully. I'm going to dust this over that blush. Ooh, gorgeous. Oh, so pretty. The glow. And it just complements that, like, I was gonna say blush color. It's obviously a lip color that we use, but it just complements that color on my cheeks so nicely. And what's really nice is that it has a translucent base. So you're not gonna get any of that horrible, like, you know, ashy color when you like turn to the side. Beautiful. Oh, so stunning. All right, I just want to give you a deep zoom of my face so that you can really see like what's going on here. Look at this. Look at all of that. So beautiful. It all just works so perfectly together. I love the finish. Like, my skin looks flawless, but it doesn't look heavy. Nothing looks heavy. I have dryness. Like, I have dryness. Trust me, I have crusty dryness around my nose and around here, and you can't even see it, like, at all. If I like take the magnifying side of this mirror and like really look, I can see like tiny little bits of like skin where it's kind of like peely. You can't see it. Like, you can't see it. Do you see it? No. It's crazy. So I'm so obsessed. I'm just obsessed with this like combination of products. It's very, very rare, like I said, that I use new products together, and they work so beautifully together. So if you are interested in any of these products, obviously they will all be linked down below. But in particular, if you are looking for lightweight products that are going to hold the makeup, that are going to grip the makeup without like heavily weighing down your skin, you know, that are going to provide really beautiful coverage, long-lasting results. A lot of the time, that's a problem that a lot of people have, is that like they feel like to make something last, when you think of like a liquid lipstick, something super heavy, something super drying, super matte, you don't have to go that direction. You don't have to be like painting your skin with lacquer for it to look beautiful, to last, and to provide coverage. All of these products just combined to create like the most beautiful finish, like the most beautiful finish for my skin. Obviously, if you're someone who struggles with acne, if you have rosacea, if you have dark spots, I have so many videos talking about how to address covering those things, concealing those things. It doesn't mean that you have to use these products differently or that you can't use these products. You absolutely can. In fact, I think that these are going to be some of the best products for you. I will link some of the videos where I talk about spot concealing, etc. Because that is the best way to go about doing things to keep your complexion looking beautiful and lightweight and glowy while maintaining coverage. As always, all the products are linked down below. Thank you very much to Anna Sui for sponsoring a portion of this video. Highly recommend. I fell in love with these products, especially these lip products. Look at this. Oh. But the primer, the powder, stunning. You're going to be seeing them in videos to come. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe and comment and like and blah, blah, blah. You can also become a member. Oh, I wanted to mention that. So a lot of you are having a very difficult time becoming a member because like I just got this whole like spiel from the YouTube people. There's like a whole situation. It's like not worth going into, but there's like a whole like technical situation that is just making it impossible for iPhone users to join a membership on their phone, okay? So if you are an iPhone user, do it on your desktop. Go onto your desktop computer and you'll be able to join there. It should be on my homepage. Like if you go to my channel and you hit home, it'll be right next to the subscribed button if you're subscribed. If you are a Samsung user, you probably haven't had any problem with it. So good for all of you. But those of you with iPhones, I apologize. It's like such an annoying thing. So hopefully that gets worked out at some point. But for now, if you are interested in becoming a member, do it on your desktop. I just did my first members only live stream, which was super fun. It was a very small group of us and we had a really good time just like chatting about real shiz. All right. So shout out to all my members. Thank you. And I'll see you guys soon. Let me know what you want to see next. You know what I mean? Leave it in the comments, blah, 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 whatever.